Hi, this is Beth from Violet Spark Energy. I wanted to make this video as sort of an abridged version of my mini book, which is an abridged version of the main book that I'm working on right now, which is called All You Need Is You. And then I have the All You Need Is You mini book, which is just kind of the down and dirty how to basic information, direct approach on how to basically connect with your inner self, where your innate joy and peace reside. It's your unconditional love. It's your space of awareness. It is your awareness. It's your ever-present self that's always been there. The self that has just gotten disconnected, that has gotten buried by your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, perceptions, traumas. It's this self that is always there, but you don't see it. It's hard to be aware of your awareness, and then we end up identifying with the content of our experiences, our activities, our thoughts, perceptions, beliefs, etc. that I just mentioned. We end up identifying with those and the labels that we give ourselves, the limitations we give ourselves, the limiting beliefs. We identify with those and we lose ourselves a little bit. We disconnected from ourselves, from our body, from our intuition. So I just want to make this video so that I can tell you enough about the book to be helpful, so that you don't have to buy it. But obviously, if you want to buy it, feel free. It's on my website, and it will go into a lot more in-depth discussion of how you have become disconnected throughout your life to your inner self, and just what causes your suffering and how to deal with that moving forward. But I want to just talk about your suffering briefly. So as I said, you have your inner self that is always there inside you, and I'll tell you how to become aware of that inner self. But it's always there, and it's just become buried by layers and layers of trauma, pain, limiting beliefs, your perceptions, the stories you tell yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, and it just gets clouded over. In the book, I call it a cloud of suffering. All of this just builds up in your energy field, basically, in your body. Your feelings are the manifestation of your thoughts in your body that you feel. So in your body, in your energy field, there's just these things that pile up, and they stay there stuck if you don't release them. If you don't feel them and process them, they'll just stay stuck, and they can cause disease in your body. I personally feel that a lot of physical ailments have an emotional or traumatic basis. So this cloud of suffering that just builds up clouds over your inner self, and everything just feels heavy and painful, and you're stuck, and you have good days and bad days. You maybe don't feel it all the time, but when you get triggered, or you experience something that just kind of brings it back up, it kind of rears its ugly head, this cloud of suffering, and it kind of feeds on negativity and pain, and so it wants you to feel awful, and you almost want to feel awful, and you want to tell yourself horrible things about yourself, and you want to judge yourself, and you know, that's just where, when you're in that cloud of suffering, that's what you want. You're just feeding off that at that point, and you don't even want to help yourself. You don't feel like you deserve help or you're worthy of help. And that's not you talking, that's this cloud of suffering that's talking. So my hope is to show you, it's just a roadmap of how you can observe your cloud of suffering and all of these things that are causing your suffering. Learn to connect with your inner self so that you can observe your cloud of suffering. You can accept it without judgment. You can just hold it. And you are not it. You are not your suffering. You are not your depression. You are not your anxiety. You are not your feelings, your worries, your stresses. But you can hold them. And I imagine myself kind of just holding them in front of me. And when I feel them coming on, I'll just be like, okay, wow, I'm really feeling sad today, or jealous, or upset. And you don't even need to know why. You can feel angry, and you don't even need to know why you feel angry if you're not sure. It's okay. You just accept it. Everything you feel is valid, and you just accept it without judgment. And you just hold it. I kind of just hold it in this space in front of me, and I just send it love. And it's okay, and I just let it be. You don't even do it as a way to get rid of it, because you don't want to repress it. You don't want to resist it. You don't want to get rid of it, because that'll make it worse. It'll just come back, worse. So you just hold it and you accept it. And most of the time you will feel better, but that's not why you do it. But you just hold it in this space so that you are not identifying with it. Because here's the thing, you're not broken. You're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. You are just a human, and it is okay to feel everything that you're feeling. And you are very, very powerful. You don't even realize probably how powerful you are, because you have the power to create your own reality. And so I'm going to teach you how to do that. Hang on, let me take a sip of tea. So, we talked about the cloud of suffering. So when you're holding it in front of you, loving it, you'll notice that it has less control over you. You can still access your inner peace and your inner joy even while you're feeling all of that. I mean, you may not feel happy or great. That's okay. You need to feel what you're feeling. You need to feel it without judgment in order to process it, in order to release it. But you'll notice the more you are able to do this, that you still have your inner peace, and you're also aware of the turmoil you're feeling, and it's okay. It's like two different things, and it'll just have less and less control over you. It'll shrink and shrink and shrink. And things will still come up, and you'll still get triggered, but it'll happen less and less. And fewer and fewer things will trigger you. Things that used to trigger you may stop triggering you altogether. And triggers are your friends. Triggers actually show you what needs to be healed, what traumas are in you begging to be healed. So don't be afraid of triggers. What else do I want to tell you? So your cloud of suffering will shrink and shrink and shrink, and it'll happen less and less often, and it'll stick around for less and less often, or for long, less and less periods of time. And you may not be able to catch yourself the first time or the second time or the third time, but even if you're aware after it happens, like, wow, I really let this cloud of suffering take over, if you notice it after the fact, that's still really great. Don't judge yourself. As long as you're aware and as long as you're able to observe, that's great. And even in practice when you're in a good mood, when things are going great, observe that also, because that kind of helps you get into the practice of just observing your experiences. Like, wow, I'm having a really great day today, and just observing it. So let's work on connecting with your inner self. I also have a meditation. Excuse me. I have a meditation on YouTube that I will post here that can walk you through this as well. Hang on, let me take a sip of tea. Okay. So, close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths. Kind of just settle in, get comfortable, take some deep breaths. Become intensely present. Sink into yourself. Sink into your body. And just start to notice and observe your breath and how your body feels. If you're having any pain or discomfort, or just bring your attention to, your toes or your fingertips. Just observe and notice your body. Focus on your senses. What do you hear? What do you notice as far as noise around you or smells? Do you notice any emotions in your body? What are you feeling? And then bring your awareness to your thoughts. Watch them drift through your head as if they are on a river and you were watching them float by. Or if you prefer, you can, imagine a big screen in your mind's eye, and your thoughts are just passing on the screen, but you're not attaching to them. You're just watching them. Okay, now bring your awareness to that part of you that is aware. That part of you that is observing everything, that is the observer. Feel that part of you. Do you notice the difference? Do you feel that step back that you took inside yourself, separating yourself from what you're observing? Notice that space that creates in you and sink into that part of yourself. That is your inner self, your true self, your truth. This inner self is pure consciousness. It is unconditional love, and it is the source of your peace and joy. This pure consciousness is connected to the universal consciousness, the unified energy field that permeates all directions of time and space. This consciousness connects you to everything and all the information that is contained in the universe in this energy field. It is infinite love and infinite potential. So that space that is created between your inner self and your experiences is what I call the space of awareness. In this space is where you can build that connection between your true self and your life. It is through this space that source energy, you can call it the universe, life force, God, whatever you want to call it, it flows through you and works through you to help you manifest the life that is most in alignment with your highest good, the life that you want to live. It's in this space that you can create the life you desire, full of love, compassion, beauty, connection, curiosity, healing, trust, acceptance, and unlimited possibilities. In this space, you are connected to everything. You are nothing and everything at the same time. And it's in this space that you will heal your traumas, your past programming, and end your suffering. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes and just try to keep that feeling with you, and just, that remember what that difference feels like between your inner self and everything else that you're feeling, so that when you're suffering, you can stop, take a deep breath. You can listen to the meditation, or you can just do it on your own and just step into that inner self that feels like freedom, and shrug off, you can mentally shrug off all of your worries, your stresses, or if you want to do like I do and just picture all of that, whatever is bothering you, just kind of hold it in front of you from that space of awareness. You just hold it with love and acceptance, and you go on about your day. It may not go away right away, and that's not the point. The point is to just hold it there and not let it affect you, not react according to past programming, if you can catch yourself. And every opportunity every time things feel awful and things come up to be healed, or you have a situation that is upsetting, that's just another opportunity to react differently. And once you remember to stop and just observe what you're feeling and what you're thinking, your choices become unlimited, and you can choose how to react. And you might come up with more creative solutions to problems that you might not have otherwise. You won't react to people the way you might have before. If you get in trouble at work, or if your boss isn't happy with you, before it might have sent you down a spiral of self-shaming feelings and, oh, I'm terrible at my job and da-da-da-da. But instead you might just be like, oh, wow, he's having a really bad day, and that's his issue, it's not my issue. And you just don't even react the way that you used to. Everything just feels a little bit easier. So hopefully, that's it. That's all you need to do. in order to help yourself. And the thing is that's all you need is you. All you need is your inner self. For guidance, you go to your inner truth to ask for guidance, or ask for information, or ask for solutions, and your inner truth, your intuition will kick in more and more, and you'll just know. You'll have a knowing of what you truly need. And where was I going with that? So you'll have, so all well, I was going with that because that's why I named my book All You Need Is You. You don't need to outsource your power. You don't need to look for anything outside of yourself. So all you need is you, and you can hold space for yourself, love yourself unconditionally, and find your inner peace and joy.